The following was recorded in front of a live studio audience at the Studio 21 Podcast Café. This is the United Podcast Network.
Welcome to the Writer's Block Podcast NH. This is a podcast designed by writers for writers on the journey to being published. Joined Mandra Biscornet.
It was so healthy and nutritious.
Deborah Monk.
Can we open each podcast with a dance number?
Shelly Devlin.
It was so full of inspiration and sparkles.
Every Tuesday morning live on YouTube. And make sure you subscribe to catch the podcast anytime on iTunes, iHeartRadio, Podbean, Spotify, or your favorite podcast catcher. It's time to be inspired, feel empowered, and be well with the Writer's Block Podcast NH.
And welcome to the Writer's Block Podcast. I'm Mandra.
I'm Debbie.
And I'm Shelly.
Thank you for joining us at the Writer's Block, where our mission is to inspire, empower, and help people be well. Today on the Writer's Block, we're going to be discussing simile and metaphor. So 2 ways to compare things that do not usually go together. But what they help you do in your writing is they definitely help you show instead of tell. They can help the reader form a picture in their mind or just say something in a new and interesting way, which makes for a better read by adding some interest and description to your writing. So simile and metaphor. The simile is a comparison using like or as. So there are common ones that we sort of use in conversation all the time, like I slept like a baby. So we know you're not a baby. And we're using the word like. So we're comparing the two things with like or as. Or there's a lot of song lyrics that use similes, like
Love is a battlefield.
Well, hold on to that one, Shelley.
Oh, that's a metaphor.
Metaphor category.
Or like the like a wrecking ball. I came in like a wrecking ball. That's a simile. Like a virgin.
Like a virgin.
Throwback to Madonna.
Mm-hmm.
The metaphor is a comparison that doesn't use like or as. So, for example, Shelley.
Love is a battlefield.
Correct.
Ooh, that's a good one.
So we know that love
we should have cued.
Isn't technically a battlefield, but it can feel like that. So you're comparing those two things.
It's confusing, Mandra.
No.
What if
it's not?
It's not.
What if you have a case of one of those Valley girls that uses the word like all?
That's a speech impediment.
That's awesome.
That's not comparison.
That's call that a speech impediment.
That's not
She's
a run-on
not speaking in
simile.
similes.
No.
Okay, just checking.
No. That's instead of a breath or an she just says like. She has a heart of stone. That would be a metaphor.
Okay.
Okay, show's over. We've now covered every single example that we need.
No.
Oh, it gets better.
Yeah, we have more. Don't worry. Hold on to your pants.
Life is like a box of chocolates.
Life is like a box of chocolate.
Okay.
No, he doesn't say like, though. Life is a box of chocolates.
No, he says like.
Does he?
He says
Yeah,
life.
Forrest
Gump?
Forrest Gump says
Life
life
is
is
like-
like.
Oh, sorry.
Get out a little more, lady.
Yeah.
Life is like a box of chocolates.
So that's a simile. And Deb, you have some of both in your book. In both of your books, actually, you have similes and metaphors. So I was going to read a few examples of those.
I love last
really
night.
Clear.
Listen, Jonathan, I know you think we don't prep, but we prep actually twice because we Skype and
He
then we
makes
meet here
fun of us
earlier.
that we
For
prep
Skype
so
frame,
much.
yes.
He
Yeah.
does,
He
but
says
then
we
he
prep
makes
too
fun of
long
us then
for not prepping.
that we're not prepping. So what
No,
is it? It's a
no.
love-hate relationship here.
It's
Love
like
is a
tough love.
battlefield.
Is this tough
It's
love?
a 22-minute podcast, and you prep for an hour and a half, and you show up to the show unprepared. That's my issue.
Lord. All right, I'm going to get us back on
I
track.
think we're very prepared.
Because I'm kind of curious, actually, to hear what
Which ones I found?
Yeah.
All right, so
It'll
that
be
was my
interesting.
homework.
Okay.
Read Deb's book and find the similes and metaphors.
Okay.
So, well-behaved woman coming undone. Page 14. The question hangs in the air like the cardboard pine tree dangling off my rearview mirror.
Good, Deb.
So which is that?
A simile.
It is a simile. Very good. All right, I'm going to skip on over to number 20, page 20. My anger is like a pinball game on speed, with all the little balls bouncing around and lighting up every one of my anger buttons.
Boy, I
You're
can.
good,
you know
huh?
what? I wrote that.
You did write
I
that.
certainly wrote
Another
that.
simile. You wrote it.
Another simile. My
Wait, is she-
anger is like a pinball
Is this
game.
my diary? Where'd you get this?
I know. But what it does is it gives us a better description of your anger.
Right.
You know, we're not feeling
Instead
that
of
it's
me just saying
hot
she's angry.
right, hot,
Or I'm mad.
steaming mad,
Yeah.
but it's like bouncing all over the place. So
Yeah.
it helps add that
chaos, that chaotic
imagery
anger. You don't
to
even
the
know where
writing.
to pick. Yeah.
It gives you an
Right.
opportunity to, as we've discussed last week with the show Not Tell, it allows you to bring the non-dialogue alive in a
Right.
way of really comparing two things that aren't necessarily similar in any way.
Correct. And it gives you a better picture. Okay, here's one. My closet is a quicksand pit of self-loathing, but it's still good for hiding.
Your closet. Oh, closet.
My closet is a
right.
quicksand pit of self-loathing.
Deb, you wrote that.
That's
I
a
know.
good one.
But I think every woman understands that. You know, go into your closet and not feeling like you look good in anything that you have. So I think that's a good one.
That's a really
I
good one.
sometimes go through that too.
You think you look good in everything. Who are you kidding?
Yeah, but sometimes I look at my closet and I have nothing to wear.
Does
No,
he have
you-
a shoe mirror?
you-
Does he have a shoe mirror like in the shoe store? Do you have
Doesn't-
a mirror at the low to the floor so that you
No.
can like
Doesn't
check out
everyone?
your shoes?
No,
Yeah,
he doesn't have
You
that.
can buy those?
Sure, you can buy
I didn't know
anything.
you could buy those.
I don't have a quote shoe mirror, but I have a mirror specifically for looking at my shoes when I'm wearing them. Yes.
I call that a shoe mirror. So if it's my closet is a quicksand pit of self-loathing, what kind of comparison is that? Simile or metaphor? Those are your options.
Oh, I was like,
Did
wait,
she say like?
is she going to a different paragraph? Look at that.
we didn't say
Look
what
at
that
us,
was, did we?
It's
Is
a metaphor.
It's a metaphor.
It's a metaphor.
It's a
yes.
metaphor.
You cheated. You looked at my
I did.
notes.
No, I didn't.
I looked at
I looked
to
at
see
my
if like
notes.
was in it.
Okay. Okay.
Am I the only person who gets nervous throwing the conversation to Shelly live in the show?
Not at all.
She's not following along with us at all. She's worrying about the next hair color that she's going to have or her costume change.
She wants to know where she can buy her own shoe
She's
mirror.
way too
Right.
fabulous to be thrown topics willy-nilly like that.
I have to
Yeah.
be a better football
Her
thrower.
brain is a little like Deb's. It's a
That's
little
why
all
I
over
love
the place,
sitting between
10
the two of
steps
them.
ahead sometimes.
Okay,
There's a few subjects
I got
in
one
there.
more for you. Every day that I managed to stay pregnant was a miracle, and those maternity clothes were my armor.
Oh, I have the answer.
Jonathan,
Okay.
That would be a metaphor
why?
because you did not use the words like or as.
Correct. And
Right.
what were we comparing? Anyone?
Armor and something else.
Maternity
Maternity
clothes.
Yeah, I lost
Right.
interest.
Right. So we know that it's not really armor, but you never would normally compare those two things. But it gives us a sense of how you felt in them. Like
Right.
they were
And-
protecting that pregnancy like
Right.
A set of
And,
overalls.
and that's what a good metaphor does. It doesn't pull you out of it because normally you would think comparing those two things would make you say, well, those two don't go together.
Right.
But when it's hopefully those are well done. But when they're well done, that's what it should do. You just get the feeling and it doesn't occur to you those are two odd
You're
things.
not analyzing it.
Right.
right.
Yeah, you don't want someone looking at your words and saying, okay, what's going on here?
Right.
You want someone pulled into the story deeper.
So it gives us more feeling
of
about like
understanding.
your feeling and understanding about what that meant to you.
Right.
And how
In
precious
one
it was to
sentence.
need to
Yes.
protect without having to say,
She
I
was
really
nervous.
needed to protect this pregnancy,
Right.
blah, 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 like go on and tell us about it. You showed us in that one line.
Right. Good job, Deb.
Really good job, Dab.
Wait, let me get that.
Yeah, thank you.
Let me pat you on the back.
Star on the forehead.
All right. And my homework was to find a metaphor. Now, this happens to be in my memoir, and we'll see if other people like it because you guys told me to take it out. But I'm going to read it here.
Oh, snap. So this is your memoir that's
She's
not
not
published
bitter
yet?
What's
about
that?
that at
But
all.
I'm going to, because I'll ask you the question afterwards. So, while I'm at the dentist, I see a picture of a tree. Can I start again?
Yes.
Okay.
No.
I'm on the first line too. While I'm at the dentist, I see a picture of a street with trees planted on either side of the road with a matching tree directly across, like regal guards at Buckingham Palace. Burgeoning colors of red, gold, and orange leaves explode in a cornucopia umbrella. One tree, my tree, has a branch that reaches across the road and mingles with the leaves and branches of my partner tree. If you were to cut it off and stand it upright, it would be taller than the trunk of the tree. Physics seems to tell me that this shouldn't be possible. A tree cannot support a branch that is longer than itself, yet it does. I know all the other trees have roots spread-eagled into the ground like fingers clenched in a strong fist into the earth that hold it steady. For me, it is that one branch that tethers me to this world. Thankfully, the whole root system is covered by dirt, so no one knows I am missing the roots, the hands, the fingers that are supposed to keep me grounded. That branch is my only tether. I pray my single branch, the one that shouldn't exist but does, can hold on. I'm simultaneously proud of my errant branch and at the same time ashamed. I glance down the road at all the other self-sufficient trees and wonder, where are the other trees like me?
Okay.
Yes, now all our writers should write in and say, oh, those two girls are wrong. You should put that in your book. But...
Sean's voting.
All right, Sean loved it.
He loved it.
And the funny thing is that you guys both said is, what does the tree represent?
Yes.
Right.
And well, Sean, Jonathan, what did the tree... See, that's why...
I wasn't listening. I'm typing show notes over here.
The tree represented me. Yeah, Sean got it, me. So I'm comparing myself to a tree that whole time.
You can be so descriptive, which is amazing, but then sometimes I get caught up in your description. So then I get lost.
Mm-hmm. I got a little lost. I will say that I love the simile, like the regal guards at Buckingham Palace.
Loved that.
Because you can see those formidable trees standing in line.
Yeah.
But overall, I still got lost.
All right. Well, there are a lot.
When you say you got lost, did you get lost in that specific piece, or does that piece not fit the narrative that she was laying out in her memoir? So she was going down a certain road, and then for a paragraph or two, she kind of pulls you off in a different place, and then because it's well written.
It's
I was
definitely
joking.
yes.
I was listening. It's well written, but I would have to hear what's going on a few paragraphs before and a few after for another show,
right?
To see if that bumped you out or if it kept you going in line.
Exactly what it was. That's exactly what it was. It
we
got
spent
a little
lot
too
of
out
time
as a tree.
A lot of time there. So then I forgot where we were going with the tree thing.
Right. And I did take it out because I did agree with you guys. But this show was my chance to say, well, it wasn't wasted time.
Well, maybe you should send it to Brenda and see what she has to say about it.
Oh, burn right there.
A lot of inside jokes going on.
We love Brenda.
Brenda's been mentioned on several shows.
Yes.
That she is like a third.
Our number one fan.
And consultant.
Well, she's my consultant.
Yeah, she's your consultant.
Yeah, not yours.
No.
Wow.
Just for the record, sometimes I'm Brenda's consultant, so it goes
On
full
what?
circle.
Yes, it does.
Lots of things.
I don't think so.
Shelley, you had you did a little bit of homework for this show.
So listen, yes, and we Skyped last night late. So before the Skyping, I ended up with my husband at Pizza Hut, and I'm committed to doing the homework here. Mm-hmm. So Google is usually my research, but life is still happening. So I've got texts coming in from friends that have lost family members, and I have a hair show that I'm leaving for on Thursday. Sorry, Jonathan, but I am all over the place. Building a hair piece that is ginormous that I need to carry on the plane, and I'm worrying about that. And then never mind the laundry and the dogs and whatever. So I'm like, okay.
So you had to fit simile and metaphor into all of
and
this
metaphor needs
life
to happen.
Happening. Yes.
But I'm real close to like anxiety attack in the middle of Pizza Hut. And my husband is like so sweet sometimes, and he does have this profound, like he talks like Deb sometimes, this profound word hug. So I'm waiting, and I'm about ready for tears, and I'm like, this metaphor simile thing, can you help me with this?
So you just set it, you set it on a tee, like in T-ball, and you said, I'd like you to go ahead and just swing for the fences. This is a guaranteed home run, and you got 30 dick jokes.
Correct. Yes. He was simileing and metaphoring Pepperidge Farm gift baskets compared to his body parts. So
Pepperidge Farm
and not
gift basket.
Not pectorals.
No.
Or biceps.
I don't even know what
I don't know what below the belt.
Well, I know where to think, but I don't know what a Pepperidge Farm gift basket.
You don't know that has a giant summer sausage in the basket? Oh. Wow.
At Christmas, those
seriously.
Sometimes you just can't throw anything to them in real time.
Right. Right. I'm like, they need a visual? What's going on there?
Were there any that are appropriate enough?
Yeah.
No, absolutely not.
Not a single one?
Not a single one. It was absolute 100% erotica. I said, are you going to
Similes and Metaphors.
Similes and Metaphors. You're going to go work for erotica, love stories here? Mm-hmm. Like, I can't say that on the podcast. No. But it made me understand the difference between similes and metaphors. It's very simple. I needed the analogy.
Yes. So once he went there,
I could go with, okay, life is like a box of chocolates.
Yeah.
Love is a battlefield. Then I understood more.
But it had to get pretty dirty first.
Yeah. Naughty.
Sometimes
right
you
in the middle of Pizza Hut.
Well, apparently that worked for Shelley's brain to figure out.
I know. I thought we were going to get some examples. I was really we did. that I didn't get it. So I don't
No,
think it
listen, he
counts.
was hoping that it was going to lead to something else when we got home, but then I had to glue hair pieces, and so he's there with the glue holding hair pieces.
Do you ever, when you're at the airport, play that game created by David Letterman back in the day, hairpiece, not a hairpiece? And you just...
Oh, yes.
Hairpiece,
We play good
hairpiece.
hair, bad hair at the airports. Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
I didn't know that was a game.
Absolutely. Hairpiece,
You mean
no
you're looking
hairpiece?
at...
Oh, you scan a crowd and you're with someone
And
and
you
you
could
go...
say that hairpiece looks like a dead rat or whatever.
That's
right?
a
And
good
then you
simile.
have a hair simile.
Yes.
Yes.
That
Yes.
hairpiece doesn't look like his real hair.
And depending on where you're
Which is
flying,
not
you
a
could go
simile.
weave, no weave. I'm going to
no
Atlanta,
weave.
so
That's more
it's
advanced
weave,
than
no
what I
weave.
am capable of detecting.
Oh, my goodness. All right. Well, I think we've covered simile and metaphor. Did you have any other examples?
As she's thinking.
I did pull out a line. Thoughts like these float across my mind like pregnant storm clouds.
Yep.
That would be simile.
Correct.
The tides of time are pulling stronger and harder and faster, threatening. I think that would be a metaphor.
No, I
'Cause
think that might just be describing the
Is tides? Oh,
I have one. I am a frustrated producer who would like to get to the next segment.
okie
Okay,
dokie.
play our music. So that was a simile.
That was a
Very
simile.
good. So we'll do some project updates. I'm going to start because I kind of don't have one.
You don't?
I
That was
don't.
quick and painless.
I know. I'm still waiting on some pages back from an editor and pages back from Sue.
You need my mom to look over anything?
I will.
She's pretty good.
Yes, and I will be, before anything goes to print, be sending it to Mrs. Jonathan's.
It's close
Jonathan.
enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's go to Deb.
All right. Well, this week we have filmed the first book trailer. It's to the song "Que Sera Sera" because
That's
that is mentioned
exciting.
in the book. Jody sing that song is in.
Jody, yep.
That hasn't been released yet?
It has not been released. It's in the final editing stages, but it's very close. We filmed at Salem Willows down in Salem, Mass. Brenda, who we've mentioned on this show, she did a phenomenal job. She portrayed exactly what I wanted.
More important than Brenda's performance,
And what
which
she
was
wore?
stellar, by
Yes.
the way.
Yes,
Stellar.
'cause he's seen it.
I've seen it. I helped with the editing. This is the first time in Deb's video career where she really played director unbelievably well. She had her vision, she had her storyboard laid out, and she was able to get out of her actor. Actor is really because she used the surrounding areas. Unbelievable. The two of them, this video is really, really good. Really
is.
good. If you don't want to read the book after watching this,
Right.
then there's something seriously wrong with you.
Yeah.
Oh, look at, see, he's nice, Deb.
No, and he's
What the
honest.
hell are you saying about me?
I was waiting for the sarcastic last little poof.
I know. Because and the thing is, I can trust him. I know that
Yeah.
he means it, and so yeah,
That's awesome.
It is well done, and
Nailed
it's
it.
so cool. Such a cool concept to market the book, to have these book trailers. I can't wait to see it up.
Well, and it's a very new thing. Not a lot of authors are doing them. It's a little bit more popular in the YA, the young adult section of the genre.
Okay.
So I haven't found, I'm sure there are, but I haven't been able to find one in the women's fiction. So I'm kind of blazing the trail here.
And is your plan to do one for each,
A
a few of the characters?
Yes.
And
I have two more.
Two more to do.
And I didn't do it on purpose. I didn't plan it. It was only when the book was done that I looked back and I realized each character had claimed a song that meant a lot to them in the book. Wasn't on purpose. I would, if I knew I was going to be doing this, those might not have been the songs I would have picked. And I thought about going back because the book wasn't out at that point. I thought about going back and changing them, and I just couldn't. The songs were just so right for those characters that I didn't. And the inspiration for each video is very clear to me what I want to do. So this one was for Jody. The next one will be for Mel, and then the third one will be for Miss Dorothy.
And where are we going to see these?
You're going to see them on Facebook and
Pretty much all over the interwebs.
yeah.
The interwebs.
We're going to go viral. Viral people.
We're going
Yeah.
viral.
Good
Okay.
job, Deb, with
Yeah.
the words
Yeah.
there.
And Sarah
Good.
Jessica Parker is going to see Brenda in that dress and say,
Oh,
"Ooh,
yes."
So yeah, Brenda and I are kind of plotting the trajectory of her phenomenal
That's exciting.
performance.
That's exciting. When's it going up again? You said?
Should be up within a week.
Okay. Awesome.
Of the airing of this podcast.
Yes.
Nice.
Shell.
So again, marketing and that whole social media thing, which is overwhelming because I give you guys homework and then I'll do my homework and all of that fun stuff. So I started the Tuesday morning truck talks and doing a little inspiration in the truck each morning. And ironically, Tuesday morning is on the way to the podcast. So I'm either doing on the way here or when I leave here. And this morning was hysterical because we talked about metaphors and similes. And I gave our viewers in the 4 minutes that I was on live on Facebook the homework as well. And the funniest one I got back was, if you can tell me what those big words are, then I'll tell you what they are. So I was like, well, you just need to watch this podcast.
So are you doing these truck talks every
I'm trying to do
Tuesday?
I'm not trying. I am doing them every Tuesday morning, whether I want to or not. Deb told me I talked a little too long on the last one, so I'm going to try to cut it down to 4 minutes-ish, you know.
One of these Tuesdays, she's going to be in the parking lot here at the studio, and I'll be in the back of the truck just with a cameo.
That would be hysterical.
So if I ever look out and she's talking
that
to
would
herself,
be so good.
I'm jumping in the back.
Or if a hand just reaches over her shoulder.
That would be so good. I love it. All right, let's plan on that.
That's
Truck Talks,
hilarious.
but I share them to the Writer's Block Podcast NH page on Facebook, and then they're on Shelly Devlin as well. And they're meant to be about inspiration.
And they're live?
Okay. And they're live.
Okay.
Live Facebook, under 5 minutes, just a quick little blurb.
Don't be expecting any Pepperidge Farm gift baskets.
No gift baskets, no.
Keeping it clean.
No, we're
Good
gonna
Lord.
try to
Yeah.
keep it clean because
All
Facebook
right.
can kick you off if you're not.
Yeah.
You know, we can be naughty on the podcast. We cannot be naughty on the Facebook.
Exactly. Well, we shouldn't be
Good to
too
know.
naughty on the podcast either.
It says our Keep It Real girl.
Right.
Yes.
So thank you for listening, and please check out the Writer's Block NH Facebook, the Writer's Block podcast on your favorite podcast catcher. May you be inspired, feel empowered, and be well. Attention cigar smokers or even friends of a cigar smoker. If you're looking to relax with a nice premium cigar or looking for a great gift for a cigar smoker, this is the gift that keeps on giving. Our friends at twoguyscigars.com have created the Cigar of the Month Club. For just $19.99 per month, you or a friend will receive 4 different premium handmade cigars every month, and shipping and handling is included.
Contact twoguyscigars.com. That's the number 2, guyscigars.com, and go to the Cigar of the Month Club. You can stop anytime because there's no contract, but you won't. This is a tremendous deal for our listeners. Go to twoguyscigars.com. That's the number 2, guyscigars.com, and click the Cigar of the Month Club.
At the same time, if you want to learn more about the cigars you receive each month, you can smoke along with them on our own podcast called The Cigar Authority. Sit back, relax, and enjoy a nice premium cigar from our friends at twoguyscigars.com.
The views and opinions expressed by the hosts, guests, or callers of this program do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the Studio 21 Podcast Café, the United Podcast Network, its partners, or affiliates.